Welcome to Modern Academic Studies. Today we are going to see the analysis of all the important functions for class 11 maths. See the last video L6 to understand all these things nicely. I am taking the first function which is called identity function. It is defined as f from r to r defined by y is equal to fx is equal to x. As soon as you are getting the definition, then it is a good practice to draw the coordinate plane frame, and then you see the function format and start thinking about the graph, and then from the combination of this and that you can find the domain and range easily. See how I have drawn. X is equal to 0 gives y is equal to 0. This is the origin point. Then I am going to justify in the first quadrant by taking x equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. Whatever I take, I see that the same thing is the y value. And similarly, when come to this side for the negative values, same thing, because of the sign, this thing will be downward. Okay, so obviously the graph is a straight line bisecting the first and third quadrants, and domain is r, range is also accordingly r. So easy function to remember. Okay, now let us come to constant function f from r to r defined by y is equal to fx equal to c, where c is a constant. What is the situation actually? Do you recall that in relation you got like that, some 1, 2, 5 and so on, all are going to get a constant. Okay, this is the practical situation of that. So the domain is obviously r and range is only one element c. I hope that you have understood. The graph is a straight line parallel to the x-axis. Next we are going to square function and the cubic function. Both the functions are actually from the polynomial functions. They're very important to practice. One more thing here, I'm keeping this structure here because again and again I cannot draw, it will waste my time. The square function will be defined as f from r to r by y is equal to fx is equal to x square. By seeing this one, you first create the idea of drawing the graph. X is equal to 0, it will be 0. X is equal to 1, x is equal to 1, it will be 1. X is equal to 2 cube, 2 square, it will be 4. And if 3, it is 9. 3 square equal to 9. And see, same way negative also. Why? Because minus minus plus. Okay, so we shall get a curve. Something roughly I am drawing. It is an upward open curve. Smoothly you join the things. Okay, by seeing the graph you can conclude about the domain and range very easily. Domain, see that you can take anything. So you can say the domain is r, and range only see that no negative y is possible. So it starts from 0 and up to infinity. So we can write df is equal to r and rf is equal to 0 to infinity. Okay, nice thing this. Okay, one more alternative description of this domain and range. Domain is the set of all x where x belongs to the real number set, and range will be x square such that x belongs to r. Wherever you are taking, correspondingly that x square will give the corresponding element of the range. That is also a nice description. Now we are moving to cubic function. See that cubic function, see this will be the curve. Hope that you have understood. Or if you feel difficulty, then you can make a table of values. X is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and then y is equal to x cube. You will put the values, you will get and plot the points. So by looking this one, we see that any x we can take. This shows that the domain will be r. Again we see that corresponding to any real number x, some cube we are getting which is falling on the real number set. In that sense we can say that a range is also set of real numbers. Okay, so this is one combination, and another combination is something like that. You can take any of the sets. Now we are moving to reciprocal function. Before that you understand, reciprocal function is a special function taken from the rational function, where A rational function is defined as fx is equal to gx by rx, where rx not is equal to 0. Okay. Now imagine that gx is equal to 1 value and rx you replace by x, okay, then equal to 1 by x, and this is y is equal to this, okay. So y is equal to 1 by x, so y is the reciprocal of x, so in that sense it is called that it is reciprocal function, okay. Now we are going to take the reciprocal function. The function f from r to r defined by fx is equal to 1 by x. I have drawn the graph also already. As a beginner, let us see how we can get the idea of this graph with the help of a table that I am going to show here. Now see the table and see the function format. X cannot be 0. What happens if it is 0? Y is undefined. Okay. Then let us put 1. So 1 by 1 is equal to 1. So at x is equal to 1, y will be 1. Some rough idea we have got here, 1 1, and then let us see by taking some numbers less than 1 and greater than 1, so that we shall understand the behavior of the graph in the first quadrant. Okay. So I am taking less than 1, which is 0.1, means 1/10 of a unit. We see that the y value jumps to 10. Then I am taking still smaller, 1,000th of a part, 0.001. See, y value jumps to 1000, and thus we can realize that as we are approaching to 0, more and more the y goes to infinity. Okay, less than 1, and greater than 1, similarly I am taking directly x is equal to 1000. So what it becomes? It becomes 1000th of a part of the unit, actually, the y value. So y value is so close to x-axis, and we logically see that if we take some more bigger numbers, say for example x equal to 1 lakh, then what will be? You see that this 1 by 1 lakh means after getting the fraction it is so near to x, but the y value cannot be on the x-axis. So it is also one more conclusion that y cannot be 0. Okay, so this is the first quadrant analysis. Same thing will be for the negative x also. We shall get negative all values. You can put the same values with negative sign. You will see that this is the behavior. Okay, so we have understood that the graph will be like that, a smooth curve, one in the first quadrant and another in the third quadrant, not touching the x-axis and y-axis. And about the domain, except 0, all the things can be taken. So domain is equal to r minus 0, range is equal to r minus 0. Next day we shall start from the signum function and complete the important functions, and then we shall see the algebra of functions.